Good morning. It's about 6:30. I don't know why I'm screaming, but I am. And we have the remainder of the Pemmy loop left for today. We are gonna pick up another 5 peaks. It was supposed to be 6 more, but we kind of like realized that, was it Zealand? Zealand is like 1.2 miles off the Pemmy, so that's like one way, so it'll be like 2.4. And we already have around 17, 18 still to go. And we only did 13 yesterday, and that was crazy that we only did 13 because it felt like torture. But also we did 5,000, what did I look at? 5,800 or something feet of elevation gain yesterday. And today we have about supposedly 28. That's without the 2 that are off trail. And then we have 5,000 and some feet of elevation descent today. So that'll be great. And it's 6:30, so we're starting about 2.5 hours earlier than we did yesterday, so that's good. And the first mountain that's gonna kick our butt today is gonna be South Twin. And after that, it should be decent. I mean, it's always the famous last words of a hiker, right? It should be great. And then you're like, oh my God, that was not so great. But I looked at it, it looks fine, we'll see. Okay, that's where we came from last evening. And a little bit more, and there's supposed to be some water in point 1. And that's where we'll be getting some water. Okay, I got some water at this here water source right there, and then moving on. Mountain Goat reminded me that the first 4,000 footer today is not gonna be South Twin, it's gonna be Galehead. That's because Galehead's not really on the loop, so you have to take a little side trail. But I think it's not a very long side trail, maybe 0.3, 0.4 each direction. And we are about like less than 2 miles from Galehead Hut, so that'll be good because we'll get to Galehead pretty soon. So I just checked. This is Galehead. This is our first 4,000 footer for today. And this right there is South Twin. Well then, we gotta go downhill and only to go back uphill. Story of the Appalachian Trail. Phew. No, guys, it does feel lots hotter than just 72. But it's 72 at around 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:10 in the morning.
No, I guess I was wrong. So to play in a golf tournament this weekend, my back feels pretty stiff right now. Not hurt, but stiff.
Well, how you doing? So we are gonna leave our packs right by the hut and hike 0.4 up Galehead to get that peak in the bag.
No, it's just,
And Galehead doesn't disappoint. We got ourselves a cairn to mark the spot. So this marks number 23 of my 48. And that was a great idea to not have the pack with us. And now we're gonna go back to get the pack, only to take the pack up South Twin. Well, look who I found.
Hey, what's going on,
This
guys?
guy right there. Metro.
Yes.
And this wonderful man, Alpha Gal.
Hello.
You know, people were like, oh, I can't believe he
I gotta
has...
get rid of this.
Well,
No.
you know, they're like, oh, I can't believe he has the name Alpha Gal. There is an actual disease. And I was like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, that's the reason why. And then remind me of your name?
The Wizard of Gee.
That's right, the Wizard of Gee. Excellent. I think, oh, and then we have Chicken Louise. Are you okay to be in my video? Sorry, I can.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. I can cut it out if not.
No, I'm good.
Okay, great. So yeah, we're getting ready to all hike South Twin, which is real fun. Just yeah,
Going up.
it's a lot of fun. Okay, all right, bye. Okay, good talk. By the way. This is not the top just yet. It's actually right there. But look at this beautiful view of Mount Garfield right there. And then the Franconia Ridge. And we did that yesterday. Can you imagine? That looks so far away. Wow. That's crazy. We on top. Number 24.
In the haze.
It's that one, right? Mount Washington be in the haze, y'all. All right, so I'm here like going down whatever this mountain is, South Twin. And there's these two hikers, they're going uphill. And I'm just like in my world. And apparently they said, HikingDancer, and apparently said, I enjoy your videos. I didn't understand any of that. So I just like didn't even say anything. And then like I didn't even respond because I was just concentrating. But like Mountain Goat was saying stuff and I was like, okay, great. Like what she understood whatever they said. So then she's like, oh, you're famous. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like, oh, they remembered your name or they knew your name and they said they enjoyed your videos. And I was like, oh my God. Now I look like an a-hole because I didn't respond. So if you're watching my videos, I just didn't understand you. Thank you for watching. Well, this is about as good as a spot to do any sort of talking. So we met Metro and Alpha Gal, and I swear everything happens to Metro. Anything that can happen, happens. He talked about he got attacked by a bear. Well, his tent did. So if you want to know the whole story, watch Metro on the Move, or I guess Alpha Gal's, which I think is Chris Coney, something like that. So watch that to see that. But they showed me the full-on video of his ripped tent, and I guess it was a bear at Liberty Spring campsite. But that's all I'm going to tell you because it's his experience. So make sure you watch that. That's just crazy. And there was something else I was gonna say, but I forgot. Anywho, just keep on hiking. What?
Just keep on hiking.
So I remember now what I was gonna talk about. I was talking to Mountain Goat this morning how me personally, I'm really impressed with Roadrunner 2022 because when I hiked the Whites, I didn't feel like I was suffering. I think the hardest day was the presidential traverse when I went over Mount Washington and I did the thing over Madison. That was hard. However, I don't remember a lot of these mountains. Like Mountain Goat was asking me, what is Haystack to Liberty like? And I was like, I don't remember. I don't recall it being too difficult. don't listen to me. That was difficult. So Roadrunner 2022 just hiked and didn't have any problem with these mountains. And I'm like, my goodness, that is some hardcore stuff, because I am so ready to be like, you know, get in the car, get a burger, and we still have like 13 plus miles at least to go. But I don't know. I guess my mindset in 22 was like, well, it's gonna be up and down. There's nothing I can change, and it's just gonna be happening. Now, I'm looking at Far Out or Gaia like all the time. Well, how much more up do I have? And then Mountain Goat was talking about just now. What did you say? That you understand my obsession with food?
Mm-hmm.
Because
this hiking is tough.
yeah.
Ugh, you're out here, all I crave right now is like an ice cold Coke
Yeah.
or like some salty French fries.
Salty French fries. I know. She was saying last night how, like, she's like, I don't even want to get out of the car. I'm just going to go to the McDonald's and get a bunch of burgers. And I was like, welcome to overnight hiking. He's thinking.
You'll get there.
He is like, why are you filming? Oh, he's hanging out. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so this is the AT right over there. We're gonna leave it. So it's time to say goodbye. That's it.
Right over it.
Going right over Galehead. Looks like these are the mountains we have to go to today.
Yes, they are.
Okay, we are gonna take our packs off for the West Bond. Whew. Yep. Little snacky snack before. Nice.
Almost new.
Right. Right, number 25. Okay, so we are on West Bond, which was my number 25. And now we're gonna go back down, up this here, right there. And then we're gonna walk this little ridge right here to Bondcliff. All right, we've got our packs back on. And now we have Bond. It's a half a mile, about 300 feet of elevation. That doesn't sound too horrible. It's just that we is tired. We're definitely tired. Boom.
Ready to go, Mather?
Okay, we are done. Number 26.
What's that? Oh, sorry.
Now we're gonna go down this right there. 26, all done. This is just Bond, right? Mount Bond. This is Mather. Mather, like Mather Pass, right there. I think he's much nicer than Mather Pass.
Yeah,
Because Mather Pass is horrible.
You're a good boy.
All right, we're here. I mean, I already said it. We're on Bond. We've got this little ridge right there to Bondcliff, which apparently has like a little scary spot that you can take a picture of, but it requires some jumping. Not sure I'll do it because it's scary supposedly. And then after that, we're just going downhill. And then we've been talking about burgers, so burgers are going to happen.
Like the money shot is somewhere over here.
We are now on Bondcliff, the peak. This is my number 27. That is the last peak of the day. And then we're just gonna go downhill.
Keep it short and sweet.
River Crossin! I know y'all were waiting for it. Whee! All right, River Crossin, and we are about 4 miles out from being done. This is a decently flat trail now for the remainder. And I guess there'll be some railroad, like old railroad remaining things and stuff. So I'll be able to think about what I learned just shortly. Okay, I was brainstorming with Mountain Goat what I learned, but really it's about what we learned, right? I'm just gonna talk about it. So we learned to make sure to bring a little bit more water at the beginning of the trail, especially if you go clockwise. We only brought I think I only brought a liter. I think you only brought a liter too, right? Yeah. And you know, I mean, it was okay because we had all that uphill going and it would have been heavier, but having to go down 0.3 to Liberty Springs and then back up, that definitely was tiring. So if we had brought a total of 3 liters at the beginning, that probably would have avoided or let us avoid having to do that. Now 3 liters is a lot of weight. It's like 6.6 pounds. So, you know, but it just depends what your preference is. We also learned that we would never want to go counterclockwise on the Pemmy loop. The first day was so hard. There was so much elevation. And we thought we were so cool and we accomplished a lot of miles. Turns out we didn't really do that much. So I cannot imagine doing this counterclockwise and doing kind of like the easier part at the beginning. Not that it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but it just feels easier. And then having to do all that hard stuff at the end. So going clockwise is probably what I'd recommend so you can get the hard stuff out of the way at the beginning. Also what we learned, which is really in conjunction with that water thing, is make sure that you really stay hydrated, especially if you hike when you're super exposed, because, you know, we did come across that lady who was, we don't know really what happened, but we're thinking heat exhaustion, something like that. You know, she was like, I guess she had thrown up as well before, and she was just like so exhausted, so she might have had hyperthermia, who knows. So really making sure that you stay hydrated when you are in that exposed area, that exposed ridge. So really bringing enough water is so essential, man. Yeah, that's what I learned so far. I mean, like, that's literally all I only have like 4.5 miles left. I don't know if there's much else to learn. Another thing that I've learned is that it's always the Germans on trail that are weird. And I can say this because I'm German, just in case somebody goes, oh no, yeah! Like, I'm German, I can say it. We came across a thru hiker yesterday, and I'm overhearing how he's talking with another person that he's from Germany, and I'm like, oh cool, a German. Then he walks up and he is in full-on underwear. No, they're not shorts, they're underwear. So you see all kinds of stuff, if you know what I mean. Okay, so why has it always got to be the Germans? You know, on the PCD I had a naked man just look at me. Was a German man. Now some of you might be like, oh, it's just a cultural thing. You know, they do have Speedos and stuff. True. He was wearing underwear though. And also I know he knew that he was doing it wrong because he asked somebody to take a picture of him. And he's like, hold on, I gotta hide behind this rock because I don't want to show my underwear. He knew it was inappropriate. Yet he is running around without a shirt on and just in his underwear through hiking. And I just wonder, why is it always got to be the Germans? I'm just wondering. So there you go. One more thing I learned is that if you tell Mountain Goat there's only 2.5 miles left to camp, she puts on full turbo. So I learned, just tell her it's only 2.5 miles left. If you ever want her to speed up, not that I ever need that. She actually is so much faster than I am. So yeah, there you go. All right, we've officially Pemmy looped the loop-de-doop. Now we're just walking back to the car. We've already walked this right here yesterday morning, but we are officially loopers, Pemmy loopers. Okay, we're finally arrived. We hiked the entire Pemmy loop and added 2 extra peaks that are normally not part of the Pemmy. We did it in 38 hours and 12 minutes. We're pretty proud of that because we are not trail runners. Neither do we ever want to be. I think that's another thing I learned. I would never want to do that. Every time I'm thinking and contemplating that would maybe something I'd be interested in, I do something like this and I go, nope. I never ever want to be a trail runner. Ever. I don't know how they do it. They are amazing. They're incredible. It's not something I want to do. It's torture. Okay, this was really good. It was really difficult, but it was a really good time. Thank you so much for watching. We are actually gonna get a treat, so I'll probably have a shot of that in just a second.
Half demolished.
Oh my gosh, there's a fly. It just landed perfectly on it.